Second term underway in the prelim.
So it'll be Billy Morrison and Sam Gilmore going at it again to start this quarter. Neither could win the hit out cleanly, really. Crashing in hard are the Demons to get trying to get the first clearance of this quarter. They're not able to. It's a ball up. Doing the work there for the Demons was Bennett. Gilmore's able to win it out of the ruck this time for the Raiders, and it goes all the way at the back of the stoppage to Desmond, who sends a high and up towards centre half forward, which works in the end. Healy's able to take the mark, so he's gone from defence to forward to start this quarter, and he's seen the opportunity arise for him here to have a shot from about 150 metres out from goal. That's exaggerating. It's about 65, 70.
Oh, yep.
He sent it very long. That could get the distance on the line. Ooh. They need numbers there. The Demons, they do have it in the end as they're able to rush it over for the first behind of this quarter. And I say the first behind because I'm assuming we're going to have a lot of them.
And that we've seen that happen a lot in the reserves and a bit in the first quarter here. Ball going right to the line, just getting knocked through.
So, Mernda have had their lead reduced to 2 points. Here's Callett. Opts to go broadcast side, chipping ball to Pachiga. He's okay. Pachiga goes a bit more central. Hang in the air for Bell, and he's going to be paid the mark.
Chop, a free.
So Bell will have it at halfback, still broadcast side. Sends this one down the line. Taylor from the back, got hands onto it, but boundary line beats all comers. Boundary throw in to come.
All right. Now, the way that Mernda have started has actually been pretty good. It's a mark, short kick, looking for a player. Even though that long kick didn't quite work, it was actually a pretty good kick and gave these player Taylor a good chance. He just couldn't hang on.
And as you can see, so Taylor and Mazzarella starting in the forward line in the first term. They've both moved to half back in the second term.
Gilmore knocks it down. Tolley couldn't quite take it cleanly. He was under a lot of pressure to his defence. He's able to get it out the back of the stoppage now and handball it off to Philp, who sends a kick up towards where Healy is. He's going to be able to win it here. Can he beat the tackle? Yes, he can. He's able to get a handball off to Cooper, who finds Whittle, goes towards goal. Will it stay in line? Distance probably shouldn't be an issue, but the accuracy was as it bounces over for his first minor score of the afternoon, and it brings it to a 1 point game. Old Parade, 4 behinds. Mernda, 5 behinds.
Now, there was an old cricket match many decades ago where one player said to another, let's get the victory in singles. Well, that's exactly what the Raiders are doing at the moment. One by one, they're pegging back this Mernda lead.
So 4-5. It's not a soccer score. It is indeed this preliminary final so far. So Callett's got it at halfback.
Would be a good soccer score, though.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Callett opts to go down the line. Taylor can fly again. Turner did from the side, but Taylor with the stronger hands. Taylor takes the mark, centre wing, broadcast side. And just as he kicks, a big gush of wind makes his kick a little difficult. Nolan doesn't get there. And we'll have a ball up just outside 50 for the Demons. Ball gets tossed up again very quickly. Gilmore straight to Whittle. Just gets boots the ball, clears it down the line. Did bounce well for Turner. Healy wants to push it forward. Vincent there though. Handball over to Callett. Callett just got the kick away in time. High ball into the centre square. No one getting a hand onto it. Tolley. Handball went straight to Joel Harris. His kick towards half forward. Again, Taylor almost paid the mark. Umpire lets it roll. Here's Morrison. Swings around. Right boot ball. Low darty kick. Here's Evans. Can he make it work? Umpire, free kick advantage, and the first goal of the preliminary final goes to Mernda and Matthew Borden. So the Demons, against the play, against the wind, get the first of the afternoon, and Matthew Borden pushes Mernda's lead out to 7 points.
Of course, it was going to come from an advantage free kick out the back where there's no pressure at all. But credit to Mernda and credit to Billy Morrison. Taylor flew up for that contest at right half forward. Wasn't able to take the mark, but brought it to ground. And Morrison, to his credit, stayed involved and did really well at ground level to get a kick inside forward 50. It was ugly enough to force a free kick, which allows the Demons to get the first goal of the day.
And as soon as the siren rang for the first quarter, we assumed Mernda were going to get the first goal, but we didn't expect it was going to be into the wind at the start of the second term.
So Morrison wins the hit out, only as far as Tolley though, but his handball was intercepted, which allows Mernda to go back inside forward 50 if the wind will allow the ball to get there. Mazzarella was there, couldn't take it cleanly in the air. Nicolo gave it off towards Desmond. And O'Sullivan's hacking kick up towards Boundy will work. He's able to do well to collect it at ground level and get a handball out into space for Nolan, who's put under a lot of pressure by Turner and forces that out of bounds. So a boundary throw in just outside the Raiders forward 50 at left half forward.
And Marcus Nolan was almost away then, but Turner just managed to get a hand in and knock the ball away from him out over the line.
So there's been a couple times where the handball change has looked pretty decent for both sides, but I guess you could say the wind has interrupted.
Well, that boundary throwing at least.
Yeah. As we're going to get the ball thrown back in to play. But I guess it's interrupted their movement and their momentum, because both sides have shown that they're good enough to move this ball forward from both defensive 50 and clearances, as boundary umpire will come in a couple metres and go again. Gilmore and Morris are there. Gilmore taps it down to his boot. Did so well to get it off to Nolan, who wheels around and snaps through the Raiders' first goal of the preliminary final. Outstanding work from Sam Gilmore in the ruck to find Marcus Nolan all by himself, stream in and kick a goal. That's their first for Old Parade. They're 1-4-10. Mernda 1-5-11. And I think we could be seeing a flurry of goals now, Doug.
Well, that's amazing. There's been 2 goals in about 3 minutes. And I think the number one thing in the Mernda playbook would be don't let Marcus Nolan run free.
Yeah.
Especially when Sam Gilmore is in the ruck in the forward 50. So they've got that one back. Now let's see how many goals are kicked in the turn.
21st goal of the season for Marcus Nolan. Back in the middle, it's Gilmore again. And a booming ball from Tolly all the way to about 25 metres out from goal. Bounce is okay for Jones. He goes back to Boundy. It's a very quick ball that's across the face and should be marked by Turner. He drops the mark though. And now under pressure, just got the handball away. Chance now here for Guelpho. And then that kick goes out of bounds. Have a boundary throw in.
And if Guelpho had about another half a second, he could have done a little chip to a teammate, but he'll be pretty happy to see that go out without any umpiring decision against him.
We're between wing and half forward at the Old Paradians goal broadcast side. 1-4 plays 1-5. Gilmore two-handed tap, didn't get there to Tolly. Tolly though, great rebound. Handball just got over to Colatillo. Sends it to the top of the goal square. 2 Demons flew and Guelpho in the end. Able to mark. Guelpho just assesses his options now, and he's going to go towards Mazzarella, but the wind has taken that one on the full.
And that kick looked like it was, when he kicked it, was going to land about 10 metres inside the line. It's not only cleared the boundary, it's gone over the fence on the full.
And now a goal-scoring opportunity here for Nick Colatillo, who isn't a noted goal kicker, just 10 in his senior career.
Have to start this at least the right point post with how strong that wind is.
Certainly, although it's just died down for the moment. So does he look to set it up or does he go for goal from the paint of 50? Colatillo's working that well. He might have worked that back too much. No! Lovely finish from Nick Colatillo. And in a blink of an eye, Old Paradians hit the lead with back-to-back majors. They're 2-4-16. Mernda a 1-5-11, 8.5 gone second term, and well, you'd think as a natural forward with the way he bet that ball back, Zach.
Oh, it was crafty. He just knew exactly how the wind was going to work. He just popped it up towards basically the top of the goal square and let the wind do the work itself. The ball just slowly but surely snuck its way back in. It was a pretty subdued celebration by Colatillo because I think he knew exactly what he was doing and was that confident. So back in the middle, Gilmore and Morrison go at it. Neither could win the hit out cleanly. But the Raiders, they're going to be able to continue this momentum and send it back inside forward 50. Really nice torpedo from Colatillo. Unfortunately for him, it lands in the lap of Turner, who takes the intercept mark on this occasion. His kick, though, out of D50 isn't great, as Nolan will take the intercepting mark for Old Parade and send it back inside 50, up towards where Merkel is. No mark can be taken. Doing well there is Pachiga to take it cleanly at ground level. But he didn't do well to get rid of the footy. And he's dispossessed by France, who can have a shot from directly in front, 20 metres out, and give potentially Old Parade their third goal, not only of the game, but the quarter. As he's taken it quickly, Lewis France. The backup ruckman today kicks his first of the preliminary final. And there's nothing stopping Old Parade right now. They've kicked 3 in a row. And now lead by 11 points. 3 goals, 4-22. Mernda 1 goals, 5-11. Almost 10 minutes gone in this second quarter.
Yeah, that's fantastic for the Raiders. They're really making use of the breeze. When I was having a look at that with a naked eye, I wasn't quite sure whether the ball slipped out of the Mernda player's hands before he got tackled, but the umpire judged that the tackle knocked it out, and then Franz just snuck it in. The last 2 goals have snuck in on that left-hand post, just got in. This is great for the Raiders. Now, can they keep going and make a big lead out of this?
All Paradians have made their move. Gilmore, another perfect tap to Nolan, who kicks inside 50. Mark not taken by his Raiders teammate, but a tap's okay now for Boundy, who's on his natural left. He's able to get it to the top of the goal square. Big pressure here for Bachiga, who just got boots of ball, but it's going to land straight again for All Paradians. They're going to kick another one! Great finish from Tom Philp in just his 7th game of the season. And All Paradians, in the blink of an eye again, have gone from 7 points down, and they lead this one by 17 points, 4-4-28 to 1-5-11, 11 gone, second term, and they are starting to be clinical now, Doug.
Yeah, they are. And the mistake they made by the Mernda defender was they grabbed the ball under pressure, but instead of going wide towards the boundary, which the umpire would have let them get away with, given the fact that he was under pressure, he just kicked it straight to a dangerous spot.
And they're going again. Philp ends up getting that one 50 metres away. Franz from the pockets! This is insane from All Paradians. Franz has his second, but All Paradians have kicked 5 goals in 5 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
And now move to 5-4-34 to 1-5-11. At the 11th three-quarter minute mark of the second term. And, well, wind advantage is one thing, Zach, but they are winning it in every area of the ground right now.
Well, I was about to say, it's crazy. I don't think these 5 goals have come from the wind necessarily. They've just been too good, and it's now starting to kick straight.
Yeah.
It's quite remarkable what Old Parade have done ever since Mernda, through Borden, got the first goal of the afternoon in this quarter, would you believe it? So we've had a goalless quarter, and now we've had 6 goals in the space of 12 minutes. As we go back in the middle, Taylor and Gilmore go at it again. It's going to work its way out to Nolan. Can he take it cleanly and get it out to a teammate? No. Harris is there for Mernda. Kick was smothered, though, as you said, Nick. And it's going to be a ball up in the middle of the ground. And, geez, Mernda just got to try and do anything they possibly can to stop this momentum from the Raiders as the ball's thrown back up. Taylor and Gilmore go at it again. Mazzarella's able to get the clearing kick for the Demons. Is a mark taken there at centre-half back? It is. And it's going to work for the Raiders. Doing well to take the mark from the back was Phillips. He sends a kick wide up towards, it looks like Philp, who's all by himself. Would you believe it? He's been running hot so far. Colatillo's kick had too much pepper for Whittle. He slipped over. Cooper tried to give it back to him. Whittle couldn't take it cleanly. Cooper wrapped up by about 2 or 3 Mernda Demons defenders. Will force a ball up just outside centre-half forward for Old Parade.
Oh, boy. Hasn't this game turned on its head? After such a, I guess, lackluster, you could say, opening term. Desmond got it away to Whittle. His kick smothered. Morrison, ball up.
Yeah, and now for the Demons, they've got to work out, do they just try and lock down for the rest of the quarter, or do they try and attack and score a couple into the wind?
13.5 goal. The margin is 23. He's Nolan again. It's been superb in this second term. Goes inside. 50 France!
Mark Pate.
And Lewis France.
He's having a purple patch here.
He certainly is, Doug. Because he's looking for his 3rd goal. Again, not only of the game, but of the quarter. And for back-to-back majors as well for the big man. Lewis France to make this a 29-point ball game for Old Paradians. No problems. Well, all of a sudden, Old Paradians may, as dramatic as it sounds, have 1 foot in a grand final. 6-4-40 to 1-5-11, 14 and a quarter gone.
And the Raiders fans behind the goals are really loving this. That's Franz has kicked 3 goals in this quarter for the Raiders. And he has been basically the handy backup ruckman during the times that Sam Gilmore hasn't played throughout the year. But he's also very handy forward.
Well, he's proving that today at the moment, Doug, because he's helping the Raiders propel to a strong advantage as we approach half-time. Gilmore almost perfect against O'Sullivan, who was held. And the Demons are starting to panic as O'Sullivan in the middle of Layla reserve Sends it deep inside 50 again. Over the head of Plenty. In fact, it's going to bounce all the way through for a behind.
And that gives you an idea of the strength of the wind. That was almost from the centre square, and it's gone through for a behind.
15 gone in the second term. It's a 30-point margin in favour of the Raiders, as Kellett will look to kick out from defence.
So Kellett, with the wind blowing aggressively in his face, will look to try and clear this kick as far as possible for the Demons, who are under all sorts of pressure. His kick is not a great one. Healy's able to cut across for Old Parade. He's put himself back now, Healy. In fact, he's actually going to go for goal. It can't stay on line. It's a behind. And it sees the Raiders now move out to 31 points in front. There's 6 goals, 6-42. Mernda 1-5-11 as Kellett will take the kick out again for the Demons. This time it works.
Bell, I think that is.
Finds its way to Bell. Oh, he almost had his kick smothered there. Tries to play on quickly. Still able to find its way out to Mazzarella, who's just in front of the Old Parade bench. His short chipping kick will work and finds its way up
Gollage.
to Gollage. He sends a long kick up the line towards the Morrison direction, but Nicolo did so well to get front positioning, then take the mark. And there's a free kick.
No. So the umpire said that the ball was touched when that kick came. The other umpire didn't hear it in the wind, obviously. So the mark not pay. We're going to have a ball up, centre wing out of side, broadcast pavilion side.
So
after all that,
Morrison and Nicolo go at it in the ruck. Neither could win it down cleanly, but Mernda are able to get the clearance. It finds its way out to Marshall, who handballs an ugly one back towards Gollage, who was under enormous pressure, doing well as Whittle tighten the contest. Cooper tackled as he kicked it, but still is able to help move the ball forward for Old Parade. And under enormous pressure at left half back for Mernda is Kellett.
And I think Mernda, as well as being able to defend against the wind, which they haven't been able to do for the last 15 minutes, just get that little chip kick, but they also need to attack. They really need a couple of goals to end this quarter to give themselves a bit of a sniff and a bit of momentum going into half time.
So the ball's going to be tossed up between wing and half forward for the Raiders. The lead is 31 points. Demons get the clearance. Great punch from Will Gilmore. Didn't bounce well from Mazzarella. And Nicolo will see that ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So if you've just joined us, quarter time scores were 5 behinds to 2 behinds. We've proceeded to see 7 goals in the next 17 minutes, including 6 goals in 6 minutes from Old Paradians, and that's how they have this lead at the moment. Ball gets tossed up again. Sam Gilmore with a tap. Healy, clever spin. Couldn't get the handball away though. And Mernda, well, they're looking to clear their way out, but they just don't have any clean ball movement going for them right now. Doing his best there was Vincent, but it's won back by the Raiders. Chipping ball, looking for Franz. Mark dropped by Taylor. Franz again, trying to spin his way out. Needs support this time. Kafari. And umpire says, yep, holding the footy. He had prior opportunity, and Kafari gives up the footy to Kellett.
So Kellett plays on quickly, sees the opportunity for the Demons to move this up out of their defensive 50 as fast as possible. Billy Morrison tries to charge through a couple Old Parade defenders, failed, and Rufus Jones will get the free kick for holding the ball. So the Raiders will look to go back inside forward 50. Ever since Mernda kicked the first goal, would you believe it, not only of the quarter but the game, they've been on an absolute tear. Jones sends it up towards the top of the goal square. It might go further than that. And doing well to take a mark on the goal line is Kellett, who's probably been Mernda's best player so far today. In defence, has been able to save a couple goals, and umpire's called for him to play on. Will that kick stay in bounds? No, it won't. That wind has been awful for the Demons so far today. As that goes out in the full, and Kafari will have a chance to kick his first of the afternoon. He's about, what would you say, 35 to 40 metres out?
Yeah, he's probably kicking from 40.
On the boundary line. As Nick says he'll kick it from 40, he'll probably end up kicking it 60. That's how strong that wind is. Tight on the boundary line, but works it to perfection! No! Touched on the line, would you believe it?
Oh my goodness.
It looked so good. I forgot that a player knocked it through. It's a behind. And the Raiders now lead by 32 points.
So Bachiga, he's kicking okay, one to Bell, drop the mark, Yankos trying to recover, just got the footy away, but it goes straight to Kafari, and umpire says I'll have it between about 55 out from the Raiders goal.
Yeah, and if Mernda, or if anyone kicking out from the full back down the left-hand end, I'll just leave that. I'll come back to that a bit
Gilmore
later.
get it, the smothered kick inside 50, almost Jones, who couldn't later tackle Yankos. Handball doesn't get to Turner. Here's Cooper though. Great tackle from Turner. Umpire lets it go. Vincent, very high ball from Gollage, looking for Marshall. Great spoil from Phillips. Andrew throw-in.
Yeah, now when you're kicking out from full back against the wind, if you're kicking out towards our side and it goes out on the full, it's quite an easy shot for goal. Kicking the other side, it's more difficult the way the wind's blowing.
Boundary throw-in 60 metres out from the Raiders goal. We're into time on now in this second term. 6-7 plays 1-5. Boundary throw-in. Gilmore got the tap despite being behind. O'Sullivan wrapped up immediately. So we'll go again. This time about 55 out. Broadcast side. Another tap from Gilmore. Looking for O'Sullivan. Here's Erickson. Back to a standing Gilmore. We'll go again.
Now, those 6 goals in a row that in a very quick time that the Raiders kicked was exactly what they did against the Stars last week, by the way.
Morrison this time got the tap and it'll be cleared by Bennett. Although it's cut off by Nicolo. It is. And if they have this win in the last quarter, Doug, they could do the same again. There's Brunskill, true centre-half back. Sends a high ball. Gilmore and Morrison looking in the sun. Morrison got a hand on it but couldn't complete the mark. Nolan, handball over here for Kerr. He's got numbers in the middle. One of them's Rufus Jones. 7 straight goals for Old Paradians. And Jones's major makes it 7-7-49 to 1-5-11. This margin has ballooned out to 38 points.
Now, that was brilliant ball movement there by Old Paradians. I think it might have been perhaps Marcus Nolan on one of the smalls. Had the ball right in this forward pocket under pressure, handball in, and then another handball in to Rufus Jones, who was in acres of space, and he nailed the easy shot.
If you want to know how strong the wind is here today at Laylaw Reserve, Old Parade, they've got the wind in this quarter. They've had 12 scoring shots to Mernda 1. And you can't even say the Demons have been that bad. That's just how strong the wind has been. As Morrison and Gilmore go at it again in the ruck. Gilmore does so well to knock it down to Tolley, who was bursting through the stoppage. Couldn't take it cleanly. So that's why we're going to get another ball up. But it's a little bit closer towards the Raiders' goal. So just outside centre-half forward for them. Morrison and Gilmore go at it again. O'Sullivan's going to be on the end of a great Gilmore tap. His kick, though, was smothered. Crashing through hard. Trying to hurt someone as he runs through is William Crouch, and he's penalised for it, holding the ball. Doing well to stand his ground is Cooper, who's been absolutely sensational, might I add, today in the middle for the Raiders, and he'll be able to line up potentially for his first goal of the preliminary final from about 50 metres out directly in front.
We might as well join the party, the way things are going.
Most certainly. So Tom Cooper kicked 4 goals this year. Could this be number 5? It's got to stay online. I'm jinxing everything today. That is a behind.
And a big sigh of relief to William Crouch. He tried to burst through a tackle. He 90% got through, but didn't completely. And it's not the sort of spot you want to give away a free kick when you're in kicking against the wind.
23 3/4 minutes gone, second term. The margin is 39 points.
Quite remarkable.
There's been... You'd have to argue nothing short of impressive, though, for this Old Paradians team. I mean, again, you don't want to sound dramatic, but a quarter like this gets you very close.
No, that's right. They've not only tackled and pressured well against the wind, they've also moved the ball and got it into space with the wind extremely well. So
Callett's kick will work fine for Marshall. He's going to give it back to Callett, and he's going to go for a run. Handball to Mazzarella. Back to Callett. Able to gain some meterage with that run and carry, and it works out well because the mark is taken by Roussos. Centre wing, pavilion side. Left foot ball now towards half forward. Old Paradians over the numbers, and Jack Nicolo takes the intercept, and a clever kick in the middle to Cooper. Just didn't have many runners though, so Cooper forced to go a bit more laterally. It works okay for Healy. He was well in front of Yankos. Healy,
Great
darting
kick.
ball inside, and Kafari.
I mean, this is actually a clinic of how to play forward football, as Kafari's going to line up on a slight angle from 50. Just getting space with the wind inside 50, finding targets. The other thing Mernda are doing, they're doing the long kick into half forward against the wind, and it's floating up in the air, and the Raiders defenders have been intercept marking a lot this term.
Kafari for career goal number 95 from just inside 50. Yep. The Raiders are certainly putting on a show here at Laylaw Reserve. 8-8-56 Old Paradians. Mernda 1-5-11, 25.5 gone. Second term. They have kicked 8 consecutive goals. So almost put this one beyond doubt as we tick towards the main break.
Well,
You'd have to be saying that it's almost in the bag here, but go ahead, Zach.
Oh, I was going to say, this probably excites Mernda now for the third quarter, that although this lead is out to 45 points, you can't really rule them out. They could really peg this back after half-time if the wind stays to be to the left-hand side of the radio dial. But quite remarkable what the Raiders are doing.
Gilmore, Nolan, O'Sullivan. He lost the footy this time. We'll have a ball up. The problem, though, with that, Zach, is that the Raiders will still have another quarter.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You'd think that Mernda would need to kick a lot with the third quarter and then for the wind to change or die down for them to have any chance. But they'll keep fighting on.
Gollage almost without the footy there. It spills out to Mazzarella, to Roussos. His handball will hang in the air well for Black. He sends it inside 50 to the Borden direction, but getting in front and taking a great intercept is Brunskill.
Yeah, and that sums up the quarter every time. Just about every time Mernda have gone forward, it's been marked by a Raider defender.
Brunskill, his kick out wide. He's actually not a bad result. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, had it stayed in, Gollage would have been onto it, and then the ball would have come back straight away.
That would have hurt for the Demons. They finally are able to get it inside forward 50, and it's resulting in an intercept mark. So all that hard work just for one inside 50 goes to waste.
27-minute mark now of this second term. Tap from Gilmore. Harris, was he caught high? Umpire says, though, I'll have it. So it has been superb from Old Paradians so far. As Morrison taps it to Desmond, to O'Sullivan, to Whittle. And it'll be cleared by the Raiders, who look towards the Healy direction. Getting ahead to was Jones. Here's Callett. Now coming the other way is Shannon Bennett. High ball, hangs in the air, long time. Oh! Big hit. And very courageous was Whittle. It's going to be 50 metres, and there's a bit going on in the middle now. Absolutely poleaxed in there was Whittle. He came straight back on his feet. Phillips is on his haunches as well for the Raiders. It was a 2-on-1. It was another sort of meat in the sandwich, but a bit more unnecessary from Mernda. Meanwhile, the Raiders have got it to Merkel inside 50.
Jeez, all by himself inside 50 as well.
So Merkel will kick from 50, maybe 45 out at worst. And this is to extend Old Paradians' lead.
Yeah, and I know there was a scuffle down the field, but that was very slack defence by Mernda. They probably thought that Whittle was going to have a shot for goal, but nonetheless.
Merkel from 50 metres out. 9 straight goals from Old Paradians. Mitch Merkel now gets on the board. What a superb term this has been from Ben Turner's man. Oh, and we're going to have another one. The Demons are losing their cool here.
And Billy Morrison's just been sent off.
Wow. It is absolutely unravelling now for the Demons at this 29-minute mark.
Just trying to see who's got the free kick. I think it's Kafari for Old Parade.
So the goal will stand. And the Raiders, you're right, Zach, through Kafari, can extend this lead even further out as we get to half-time. If there's one man that they did not need coming off the ground, Mernda, it's Billy Morrison, who's going to miss half of the third term, you'd think. Kafari from straight in front has a second. 10 straight goals, Old Paradians. 10 in their second term.
There could be more if Mernda aren't able to calm themselves down with a bit of ill-discipline costing them 2 goals.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is the exact same thing happened in the third quarter in the reserves match where Kilmer kicked a goal. They were sort of nicely in front, and then before the ball went back to the centre, they got another shot for goal and nailed it. So this is a huge, huge lead.
We're now at the 30-minute mark of the second term here at Layla Reserve. You wouldn't believe that the score was 5-2 at quarter time. Back in the middle again, Taylor, who's going to have to do the ruck work now for the next little bit. They do win a high free kick though. Roussos. Look to send it forward. Left foot ball. Inside 50 again, hangs in the air. Nicolo. Well, another strong intercept mark.
That's probably his 3rd intercept mark of the quarter, Nicolo. He's been superb today so far for the Raiders. His kick out wide to Philp works, and Philp's kick, it's going to bounce a long way up the line. Kafari, can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Instead, he actually taps it over the line for a boundary throw-in, and Old Parade will look to potentially go back inside forward 50 after all the dominance they've had. Just seems as though Mernda cannot hold up defensively, even with the wind, as with no Morrison on the ground, it's Taylor and Gilmore in the ruck doing the battle. Taylor has inadvertently knocked it straight down O'Sullivan's throat. His long kick up towards the goal line is almost marked before dropped and fallen over the boundary line. It was Mitch Merkel looking to potentially get his 2nd of the quarter. He's unable to, so we get a boundary throw in deep inside the Raiders forward 50.
31 and a half minutes gone, second term. You would think the halftime siren would be moments away, despite all the goals. Roussos, great tackle from Tolly. Now we'll have another ball up. Inside 50 for the Raiders.
What do you do if you're Mernda right now?
Well, they need the halftime siren, I think, first and foremost. As Taylor gets the tap, spills out again. Kick smothered, though, by Kelly, who loses the footy. Umpire lets it go. Bachiga's there. Kick from Jones, not 15. Bennett got it over to Black. He can't shrug the tackle. Gave it to Friends. Over to Ericsson. He can't get over the tackle, but he's caught high.
Oh,
Ericsson's going to switch things here. Philp. Tom Philp, who's got one today already. Does he just go short? He's got Desmond. 55 out from goal. Desmond, top of the goal square. Lots of flies. They all did fly in the end. Kafari. In there is Lockie Kerr. Handball out wide. Guelpho. Vincent. And that is your siren for half-time. And you have just witnessed a masterclass from the old Paradians Football Club, because after trailing by 3 points at quarter time and conceding the first goal of the second term, they have piled on 10 straight majors and will go into the main break 57 points up. 10-8-68. Mernda 1-5-11. Your goal kickers so far, 3 of them from Lewis Franz, 2 to Anthony Kafari, singles to Nick Colatillo, Mitch Merkel, Rufus Jones, Tom Philp and Marcus Nolan. Meanwhile, Mernda's 1 goal has come from Matt Borden.